Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Lexus here. Today I'm gonna talk about some networking basics with an IP perspective. First of all, what is the IP? IP is basically the protocol that we use for the internet. And how about IP address? IP address is basically just a label for each of the devices that we use the IP protocol to connect to the network. So there are two versions of IPs down there. One is IPv4, which is more common nowadays. Another is IPv6. In most of the scenario, like at home or in a small or medium business settings, usually we are talking about IPv4 more often. The major difference between the IPv4 and IPv6 would be like the address space. In IPv4, we got 32 bits to represent the address. That means 32 0 or 1s. It could hold around 4 billion addresses. It seems like a lot, but when we scaled it up to the international perspective, it's not really that adequate. That's why IPv6 comes in. The most important benefit for the IPv6 over the IPv4 would be like the address space. In IPv6, we got 128 bits for the address space. That means there will be much more than enough for each of the people around the world to have multiple IP addresses. In this tutorial, we will mainly focus on the IPv4 perspective. As I have said, there are 32 bits for the IPv4. We really got all the 32 bits at one thing. When we look at all the bits together, the address space will be like from all 32 zeros to all 32 1. Usually we try to separate all of them into 4 parts. We group each of the 8 bits together. We try to make it more human friendly by changing it into decimal, the base 10. It could go from 0, 0, 0, 0 to 255, 255, 255, 255. And then we take each of the IP addresses into 2 parts. One part is the network ID, and another part is the host ID. For the network ID, it is the identifier for the whole network. That means if it is the same network, it should share the same network ID. For the host ID, if each of the devices in the network, it will get a host ID. Third concept, Netmask. This is basically just a separator to differentiate which part is the network ID and which part is the host ID. Here is an example of my PC. Let's look at a command called IPCONFIG. My demonstration is a little bit simplified, so you may have a lot more details down there. When we look at the lower left corner, right click on the Windows logo, there's a run here, type in CMD. There will be a command window for you to type in some kind of instructions. Let's do this. IPCONFIG, IPCONFIG, hit enter. Here it says for this machine, the IPv4 address is 192.168.238 and 61. For the subnet mask, this is 255.255.255.0. Subnet mask is basically the same thing as the net mask. Don't worry about the naming. So this is pretty much all the thing about the IP I'm going to introduce right now. That's it for today. In the next video, I'm going to share how we break down IP and netmask bit by bit to see how it works. Hit thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. So stay tuned.